everybody. Welcome to my channel, Ride Naked. I just wanted to kind of give a 1-month review of my 2021 MT-07 and some of the experiences I've had with riding it and some things that I've kind of observed while riding. Not much of a wildly experienced rider. I've only been on about, I guess, 4 bikes altogether. But I just thought that I would give you an idea of some of the things that I've observed while riding this awesome bike. The first thing that I would like to say is that it seems like the center of gravity is a little high. And I'm comparing this to my husband's Ducati Cafe Racer because I've had that on the road myself too. And I say this because one time I was mounting the bike when I first got it, probably on my first or second ride, and I noticed that the kickstand is a little floppy. So that's another observation. It flopped up on me and I wasn't quite ready for it, and I was throwing my leg over and I lost, I guess, the momentum of the bike kept going toward the right side of my body, and it was at the same time kind of as I was putting my foot down and wasn't expecting it. So when it tilted, I didn't anticipate the weight that was going to be on the top of it, and I had to have my husband help me at that moment because I could feel it sort of slipping down. So I got a good feel for what that feels like, and I'm hoping that's not something that will happen again. So that was the first observation that really struck me. Second is the throttle. What probably was the first thing that I noticed was the throttle on my ride home. So the throttle is very, very responsive, and there is so much torque on this bike. It's a lot of fun. It feels like if you're not used to it, it could get out from under you really easily. But I love it. I actually like riding a little more aggressively. I've always sort of driven that way in cars, so I like the ability to be able to shift through gears really quickly if I need to get out of a situation. I wouldn't say that I'm an aggressive driver too much, but it's good. It's good to know how to quickly accelerate if you have to. So I really appreciate this bike. I think it that low gear takeoff sensation is a lot of fun, and it can be helpful in certain situations. So that was probably another thing I wanted to point out. Something else is the chain had to be adjusted pretty quickly after 2 weeks of riding, and I didn't ride every day because it was a little on the chilly side here. So I don't know if that was maybe just an adjustment that wasn't completely made when they assembled the bike, because it was taken off the crate when I got it. But I took it back to the dealership and they tightened it up, no problem. That is something that I would like to learn how to do on my own very quickly, because I think it's important. But I did notice like a clacky sound, and in one of the videos you could actually see the slack in the chain. So as soon as we observed that, we took it right in and they fixed it, no problem. And the gas mileage seems pretty comparable to the Ducati Scrambler. It's not my daily driver, so I can't adequately represent, I can't adequately convey to people who want this bike as a daily driver what that would be. But I've seen a couple of other videos that mention it, and I would probably go on what other people would say rather than what I would say. We do want to take it out on a full day ride and compare the two a little more accurately, the Ducati Scrambler and the MT-07, and that may give me a little more of an idea of what the actual mileage is on this bike. But other than that, I really can't say. We've filled up our bikes at the same time, and we've both made it down to a quarter of a tank relatively at the same time. So I don't know if that helps anybody out there, but I apologize for that. I will be more aware of that this summer. And another thing that I've observed is that this bike is so agile, and as you know, limited knowledge as I have with riding, I would say that this, I don't know, take it for what it's worth, but oh, they're just gonna go right through that red. Are we doing this today? Okay, so it feels like this bike can be really flicked around. If you're a track driver or rider, if you take your bike to a track, this probably would be a lot of fun. So it just seems like it can really lean in and grip the corners and make some tighter turns. Obviously better than what my little TU250 did, but it's pretty comparable to the Ducati. It's definitely, there are differences, but this is a very capable bike for some sporty driving, or some sporty riding. But yeah, so those are some of the things I've observed after a month of riding the MT-07. And if you have any questions or any comments from your own experiences, please leave a comment, and I'll get back to your questions or comments as soon as I see them. I try my hardest to get back to people as quickly as possible. So if you like the content that you see, feel free to subscribe and like the videos. If that's not your jam, no worries. I'm just glad that you stepped in to see what my 1 month review or observation of the MT-07 is, and I hope if you're looking at this bike seriously that you consider getting it, or at least find a way to test ride it, because it is a lot of fun. Thanks so much, guys.